Everyone, hi. Bruce Muffs and LCSW coming at you again with another, in this case, live stream from SUNRIDGE of Nevada. Tonight is part two of Grief and Loss. Quite frankly, I was a little bit taken aback. I did not realize the impact that would have, that the topic would on people, because we started getting so many comments and people followed up with emails and questions further about it. So, as always, listening to the brilliance of my agent slash producer, he said, let's do this again, second part, no problem. Plenty of things to talk about. And then next week, I want to share again what's going to be happening, that on the 20th, 5/20/21, Thursday, 5:30 p.m. West Coast time, we are doing our next paid training. It's going to be about fathers, the importance about them, understanding how the role of fathers have changed over the last half century via media, statistics to be aware of what kind of father you're going to turn into, and ideas that you can learn how to become a better parent, a better father. And even if you've been exposed to negative parenting, which so many of you have expressed to us over the last couple of years, don't worry. This will give you a primer on how to go forward. So again, next Thursday, 5:30 p.m. West Coast time. The cost is going to be $10. It can be done through PayPal. Now, of course, to relate to our fan base, which tends to skew kind of young, people have inquired about using crypto, various types, obviously Bitcoin, all the various forms that come along with it. If you have any questions about payment of that nature, not a problem. Go to the description box. All the information will be there. And if you have any further questions, email us and totally explain to you how the process would work with Bitcoin. We are capable of taking it, not a problem for us, in all the various forms. We can work with you. So again, one last time, next Thursday, 5:30 p.m. West Coast time. The topic's going to be about fathers. A lot of information. I also have a movie for you guys to look at, in a book. Things for you to think about there, questions and answers, and of course, homework. Okay, we've got our first comment already on the board. I'm going to answer that in a second. So we're going to go into grief and loss. Let me answer this person right away off the bat. Please listen to Hand Me Downs by Mac Miller. I believe it will change your life. Not a problem, Harris, not a problem. I mean, I've said this because we get a lot of people who say, hey, can you do more of Mac or Kendrick, Kid Cudi, some of the bigger ones, Juice WRLD? And I always ask and say the same thing. Yes, we will. I will listen to that song. You said it. I will listen to it. I'm open to all types of great music by great artists, and he has enriched my life, Mac Miller, and his understanding of lyrics and how he presents. So the answer is yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I'm going to write that down. Hand Me Downs. Got it. So yes, I will listen to it and put some feedback. Thank you. Okay. So again, I was a little bit, but then of course it makes sense. Grief and loss is such a huge issue we don't even talk about. And ironically, after I shot that video, I had an entire weekend of people dealing with grief and loss over various issues, generally about parenting. And I was doing a lot of talking about it. And I realized, let me kind of expand the topic, expand the process, and expand the explanation of how you can cope when you're dealing with the grief and loss issue. Here we go. Oh, I want to clarify one thing also. The training next week, I mean, obviously, I say fathers, you think boys. Wrong. Girls, too. This training is for everybody, and all our trainings are always for everybody. And here's the thing also. I don't care if you're 8 years old and you're watching it with your dad who's 40, or you're an 80-year-old who wants to kind of get things resolved before you pass away. Our trainings are for everybody. Doesn't matter what age, what background, socioeconomic, ethnicity, religion, race. I could care less. I don't care if you're, from Saturn. This stuff is valuable for everyone that listens to, and it will enhance your day-to-day routine in your life. Enough said. Okay. I believe he's a big reason. Wow. Let me say something about, and this is a good point also. We've gotten dozens of comments from people that have said, and I just fill in the blank, from Mac Miller to Kendrick to Kid Cudi to Triple. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on, where they have said, if it wasn't for this artist, I would be dead. I would not be around. I would have hurt myself. My life was going nowhere. I cried listening to his music in my car. I put the tape in and I couldn't stop crying. I was shaking. I felt numb till I listened to his lyrics, and it changed my whole way of looking at my life. I don't doubt it. What's the saddest thing about it for me, and thank you for sharing that. It takes a lot of guts to do that. And thank you for this last comment also. This person's telling this person, I want to, get back to that in a second. I would tell these artists they don't realize how powerful their lyrics are and how so many people hang on literally every word. And I would just say to them, if I had them as patients, I get it, you're depressed, you're having a rough time, but just realize the impact you're having on the world and how important words are and expressing yourself. At the same time, also, I don't want to share too much what this last person said, but I want to thank him for what he said to someone else. Give yourselves credit too. So many people beat themselves up, and I spend a lot of my time clinically having to get people to realize, like, you're okay. You're a good guy. You're a good girl. You're a good father. You're a good husband. You're a good mom. You're a good person. You take your job seriously. Thank you for being here. We're so good at smashing each other, not each other. We're so good at smashing ourselves down that you suck, you stink, you can't do anything. Give yourself a pat on the back when you do something right. Validate yourself. Be proud. I got through a difficult test. I took care of something in my relationships. I got that resolved. I didn't lose my temper. I laid off the alcohol tonight. I mean, it may seem small to you, but these are big things. And I really appreciate when people say that, and I need to do that more. Because I say that to people all the time. They'll say, Bruce, you saved my life. You changed my life. Thank God for you, Bruce. You're amazing. All right, these are nice comments to hear. But I always say to them, you did the heavy lifting. I said the words, but you were the one that did the heavy lifting, that you made the change in your life. Kudos to you. Take the compliment, take the compliment, take the compliment. And while I'm giving out compliments right now, I want to say this also. I can't thank my agent/producer enough. Guy's a genius. And I don't use that term rarely. I mean, I only use that term rarely. Sorry for my English teacher yelling at me right now. But he, everything he says to me is gold. So I'm so appreciative of who he is. And that's something just to understand about grief and loss issues. If you get a chance to say something to somebody while you can, say it. Don't hold back. I'll wait for a better time. I'll wait for another time. If you get a chance to say something to somebody, give them the credit. Let me answer some comments here. I don't want to say this. I want to have some privacy for these people, but thank you. I want to say both of you, thank you. And the second person, I want to give a kudos to you as well. Much appreciation for what you said. You said it beautifully. Thank you very, very much. And the other person clearly appreciated what you did, and I want to thank you. That's another thing, too, about this channel. I want people to support each other. There's so much hate and anger in the world today, and so much killing and violence, and let me smash you down, let me humiliate you and hurt you mentally. What we want, ultimately, is to create our own world where everyone in our world looks out for each other. And everyone wants to make sure that you're picked up. No man left behind, no woman left behind. We're not sexist. But everyone is looked after, that you got the spirit to go forward and handle challenges, and that you're in a community, a collective, an organization, a hive, an anthill, where everyone looks out for each other. That's what I want. Okay. So thank you, guys. Do you answer questions? Absolutely. Shoot them through the email. Not a problem. I just answered, I think like 5 different things came in the last 2 weeks, probably more than a month. I finally had the time to knock them out. I sent them to my producer. He sent them back to the people. They all have it now. So if you got questions, we think we have answers. So don't worry. Send it in, and we're more than happy to get back to you. Not a problem. And in the chat, absolutely. That's what we're here for. This is what the live stream is about. I really like these live streams because I get instant feedback. I really like it. It's like being a comedian. And it would be like having an audience, which is what this is, and laughing at your jokes or not, and getting instant feedback if you're funny or not. I really like this. And for a clinician, it's the ultimate high. So a chance to answer questions and get people's feedback instantaneously, I love it. And that's what the trainings are about also, is to influence people on a larger and larger scale, because we've gotten so many comments from around the world now. So we're wide open. You got a question, we will give you an answer. Fire away, not a problem. Do you have the, you know what? My answer is this. Go to a doctor, get it checked out. That's, I know I'm not a medical guy, so I don't want to say anything that's not going to be realistic. So go check it out. That's the first thing I would tell you. Always, always, always get medical advice. Hope that helps. Okay, no problem. And again, the floor is open. Ask any questions you have. We're here to listen. It's all good. So I want to just get back now to the second part of grief and loss. And this is also why are we doing the thing about fathers next week? I want to kind of do a preamble, like a pregame, to let everyone understand what it is you got to think about when you're going to be an adult, or even if you're a teenager. What is your response to those around you, and how do you handle it? It's going to come up. It's going to happen. We all go through this. Okay. Yeah, not every day, but I do got to go. So feel free to ask. And okay, bro, stop. All right. No problem. Thanks, guys. So this is the thing. So talking about this topic, we were talking about the idea is that understand that you're often not going to get what you want from the people around you. Okay? And understand that. And appreciate it, guys. Thank you again. Just be aware you're not going to get always what you want out of people. Like, give an example. You know, I had this happen with my mother-in-law, who's a wonderful, wonderful lady. And, you know, you do the you go to Disney pilgrimage, you got to go. And she came with us one time. And the whole thing was interesting to me, is that we went there and my mother-in-law had said to us, like, oh, you guys going on the rides? I'm cool. And I'm just going to sit here and just chill out and relax. And my wife was like, what are you doing? You know, why is my mom not coming on? I said, hey, your mom's been there, done that. But she still came with us. She's not in the rides anymore. Let it go. She's a kind of grandmother that's invested in other ways. And she's a wonderful grandmother. It's good. Let it go. Move on. Okay? And okay. Hey, Bruce. Hey, okay, Art. Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate everyone calling in. The point is, I want to say is this: understand what your parents are or are not. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. It's okay. No one's frustrated about that but you. When you understand what the person can and can't do, you're going to be okay. And that's it. And that's how I want you to start looking at things. Got a question in here. How to help a friend we know he's depressed but doesn't want help from us. Not a problem. Go ahead and say to the person directly, are you okay? You don't seem to be all right. How can I help you? Leave it there. Throw it out there. Don't hesitate to be involved and invested. Just say, are you okay? Something doesn't seem right. You're not your usual bouncy self. Is everything okay? The first step is to be open. And if you have a relationship that you want to nurture, you got to, in a sense, put water in it. You got to let it grow. Don't hesitate to be open about it and go from there. And that's how I want you to think about it. And that's how you want to look at it from that perspective. Don't let them feel that alone. Don't be, like the person saying here, got another comment, don't be pushy. Right. Let the person know, are things okay? Because they don't seem to be okay. Be open about it. So many times we go through life and we're like, I should have said that. I could have said that. I should have said that. And wasn't working. So you want to say to that person, can I help you out? Can I be there for you? What do you need from me? And that's it. And that's how I want you to think about it for anything that you're dealing with. I hope that helps you out. Let me know if that works. But just don't be afraid to be aggressive and saying, is everything okay? Are you doing all right? Something's not good. Okay. And here's another thing too. When it comes to someone dealing with grief, there's no coulda, woulda, shoulda. Everyone's going to have different perspectives, different ways of looking at it. Okay, so it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And always, just to clarify this as well, let the person talk. As I said last week, just listen. That's the main thing. Let that person talk. Just listen. Be open-minded and always say the same thing. I'm here to hear what you got to say. I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. I'm here to be supportive. What can I do for you? How can I help you out? What do you need from me? And go from there. So I want to clarify those points. Okay. And even in the end of this article, the woman made a comment. She said this. This is the woman we had discussed last week. Had a very strange relationship with her mom. Didn't talk to her for a number of years. Didn't see her for a number of years. And she said this. She says, I came across a photograph of my mother holding up my then 6-week-old daughter. And she goes, the joy and love in my mom's face is real. I still can't believe she's gone. Even when you have estranged relationships with people, you still have that feeling of, man, I'm so upset that I couldn't get what I wanted from the relationship. It happens. Those things are going to happen. That's part of life. So just kind of go from there and understand that. Okay. And that's how I want you guys to think about looking at it from that angle and being able to understand, what's taking place and how you're relating to the person. Now, okay, I wanted to come up with some answers as well to give people some things to think about in relationships. If you can, make amends. Don't hold grudges. Get things out in the open. I've had so many times people have said to me, I haven't talked to my mom in 20 years. She hurt me really badly. She had addiction issues. She humiliated me. We lived a life of poverty. My dad was useless. I never saw my dad. I get that. People say in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, nothing. My sister hurt me. My brother hurt me. Okay, when it comes to molesting, it's a different issue, any kind of sexual abuse. But if you can get a chance to make amends, it used to be my best friend in high school. I got cancer now. If you get a chance to do it, make amends. That's it. Say, I'm sorry. Just check in to see how you're doing. Is everything okay? Forget about anything to do with I want to recreate our intimacy. Forget that. Talking about a real friend, someone that you really wanted to count on, that you used to count on. And if you can't, you can't. But just say, hey, calling you up, writing you a letter. I want to see how you're doing. You'd be surprised how many times, how effective that is. Counseled a guy one time, did a lot of dumb things when he was in elementary and high school, got led astray, and was estranged from his family for no reason, really. It was all in his head. And I said to him, do me a favor, write letters to everybody. Take some pictures, put it in an envelope, send it to everybody. The guy actually followed through. Huge. Everything changed. So happy to hear from you. Hey, little bro. Hey, sis. Hey. Went back. Got past all that anger. Got past all that grief, all that frustration. Opened up. They want you. They want you home for Christmas. They want you there for Thanksgiving. Who wants to go to their grave thinking I failed as a parent? So if you have a chance, make amends. If you got a former best friend, make amends. Say, I'm sorry. Be the bigger person. The biggest thing that gets people into trouble, guys, and I'll tell us from a clinical understanding of a long time, is pride. When you got this thing about pride, I don't have to lower myself. He should come to me. She needs to apologize to me. What are you doing? Humble yourself. When you humble yourself and you say, I'm sorry, I'm going to bite my tongue, I want to create a relationship. I got a sibling. Am I close to my sibling? I probably could do a lot better. But she's all I have left. I don't come from a large family. Now, sometimes in our phone calls, does it get strained? Do I say something stupid? Absolutely. What do? Apologize. Different opinions about different topics. I don't want to abandon my sister. That's all I have left. And if I go before her, that's all she has left. We don't come from a big family. And if you have a big family, try and get along with everybody. I've had friends tell me this. Came from a family of 8 kids, 10 kids. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to her. I don't talk to her. I don't get along with them. I just talk to this one and this one. Not good. Try and keep the lines of communication open for everybody. Are you going to get along with every sister and brother? Or today in America, every half sister and every half brother? Every second half sister, every second half brother? Probably not. But make an attempt. Try. When I was a little kid, there was a book that came out called Swiss. Well, it was out already. It's called Swiss Family Robinson. They made it into a Disney movie. This family that got shipwrecked on a desert island. I thought it was so cool. All these kids, brothers and sisters to play with. They built a fort and like a house. It was like, to me, like the coolest thing in the world. Have such a large family. That was my impression. I only had one sister. But a lot of times the families of a lot of people, there's not that closeness. And there's pain and there's suffering in these families. Addiction issues, sexual abuse, all kinds of craziness. Yeah, it happens. If you can make the effort, make the effort, make the effort. Feel free to, send in a comment or a call. Line is open right now. We're ready for hear comments. Not a problem. Okay, so next thing. Accept what you can. Okay, here we go. I value words. Thank you. I think very wise. How do I help my friend with self-loathing and low self-esteem? Okay. You got to give that person confidence. Make that person feel better about themselves. Here's what I do. Understand why that person has low self-esteem. Help them out. If they're insecure about their body, take them to the gym. If they're insecure about not being able to play sports well, take them to the courts. If they're insecure in how they talk to people, have a situation where you're talking to people with them. Be the mentor, be the shower. Show them how it's done. I don't know how to handle myself in a real restaurant. Take them out to a meal. Explain how the forks work, how the spoons work. How do you order? If you want to have a glass of wine, what kind of wine do you have? You'd be surprised how people do not know these things. Show them how it's done. A lot of times families don't do that. Social graces, how to go pump gas, what to look for when you go to a mechanic, how to change a flat tire. Show them. Give the person confidence that they can do it. I've never been out in the woods before. Take them camping. No big deal. Show people how to do things, and you'll be surprised what's going to happen. So when you don't get when you have that low self-esteem and no self-confidence, show them how it's done. I can't talk to girls. You can go on a date with the three of you. Show them how you talk to a girl, what you say to the person. Give him confidence. Let her say some things to him. Don't be afraid. Show people. Teach them. Hope that helps. My friend's father died and she isn't receiving calls. How do I help her? Just give her time for herself. Yeah, but give it, limit it. Don't let it be for 6 months. Give it another week. Worst comes to worst, throw a text. Just checking to see how you're doing. Are you doing okay? Leave a call. Send a card. Send flowers. And then the next step, I'm stopping by. I'm here to see how you're doing. Ask, can I stop by and see you? Don't be afraid to be aggressive. And that's something in life. I want everyone that's listening to this to do this as well. Take chances. Don't sit still all the time. Don't sit for your whole life in a chair. Go out and do things. Don't be intimidated. Don't be afraid. Go, go, go. Where did the name SUNRIDGE, Nevada come from? It's a good name. I'm going to give all the credit to my Asian/producer. That was him. He came up with it. And as usual, I just listened. When someone's brighter than me, I just listen. So he said to me, that's our name. I said, so be it. That works for me. We went forward. That's what happened. But I want you to be aggressive. I want people to take chances. If you feel a friend is slagging, not there, call. Okay, let's do text. Let's do steps. I'm sorry. Text them. Everyone texts today. Next, shoot an email. Next, send a letter. Next. Before the letter, phone call. Next, letter. Next, send something like a flower, like roses, something. Then, knocky knock, I'm coming by, I want to see you. But don't give up. Be aggressive, push. This channel, guys, everything that we're doing tonight, all came from my agent / producer saying to me, Bruce, I have an idea. I want to talk to you about something. And me having enough common sense to listen and say, I think it's a great idea. Let's make it happen. That's it. Push. When friends are hurting, push. And trust me about this too. I know this from experience. You make the attempt to reach out, they will never forget it because so few people do. So reach out, be the aggressive one, and you'll have a friendship and a bond that will last the rest of your lifetime because when they were down, you were there for them. Okay. Any binge advice? You looking in terms about shows or about any kind of books or anything like that? I don't really have a lot of time for in a sense of watching show after show, but trying to think if I could see anything recently I would say would be worth checking out. You know what? There's so many great things to. You know what? Go check out the movie Nomadland. It just came out. I actually read the article that it's based on. It was a magazine article about older people living on the road and working seasonal jobs. She did a great job. The actress that played the woman and the director did an amazing job with it. The movie didn't get a lot of wide release, but it won several Oscars. But the article, to me, had so many ramifications about life in America for older people and what they have to do to survive. So check that movie out. I think you'll find it very, very enjoyable. Okay. Addictive personality type of things. Okay. If you got somebody that has to do something that's going to be self-destructive, okay, that's going to do things on a negative level, the question is why? Are they suffering from bipolar disorder? Are they suffering from a terrible need of self-confidence? Because people that do things in an addictive way, in a binge way, when you're self-destructive, the question I always want to ask is, why do you have to do this? Why do you have to be the butt of jokes? Why do you have to be the fool in the gang? You know, be the one that's always going to be laughed at, humiliated. Why? Ask those questions. Why do you always got to be so promiscuous? And the first time a guy or girl says hello to you, you'll do anything for them. Embarrass yourself. Be taken advantage of. Why? So I would start off with that question of why, that one-liner, and go from there. My friend's father died and she isn't receiving calls. Just give her time to be herself, but give it a timeline and then go forward and don't wait. You know, give it time. Start doing what we talked about, a text message, send her an email, you know, send her a letter, phone call. Just start ramping it up and ultimately say, knock, knock. I'm coming by tonight at 6 o'clock. I want to take a walk with you. I want to see how you're doing. I want to see how everything is. Show the concern. You'll be surprised how that works in your favor. Okay. Any questions right now? Fire it in. Line is open. So I wanted to clarify that. But accept it for what it is. You know, here's a lot of things too. When it comes to family and siblings, we have this 800-pound gorilla on our back because we want things to be a certain way. And then when it doesn't happen, we get bitter. We get bitter at work. We get bitter with our families. We get bitter with our relationships because we didn't get what we thought we deserved. Accept what you can get out of the relationship and go forward. Not every father is going to be, I'm going to throw you a curveball and I'm going to take you how to throw a 50-yard pass. This may not happen. May not be able to give you that. I want my father to be loving and emotional. May be cold and distant. Never said the word I love you. I wanted my mom to come to all my games at school. Yeah, when she came, she was drunk. She wore inappropriate clothing and she was flirting with the referee. I was so humiliated. I was so embarrassed when she came to my play recital. I wanted to die. I wanted the ground to swallow me up. I've heard all these things. My mom is ugly compared to those other women that are beautiful and, have great figures and great clothes, and my mom's a loser and looks like a hag, and I was so humiliated. Oh, I've heard all of this. Everyone's dressed a certain way, they had expensive cars. Usually it's about status, how we want people to fit in to look like everybody else. My dad, he didn't get me. He never understood what I was interested in. I was interested in sports. I like science, and he used to make fun of me. You're a loser. Why aren't you playing football? What are you, gay? What's wrong with you? Man, every one of my sons played high school football. Why do you care about chemistry so much? It's stupid. Smack the instruments off the table and the chemicals, crying. I've heard all these things. My mom should have done that. Why was my mom getting divorced? I'm a senior. I wanted my parents to walk me down on senior day. And then she brings this guy who was creepy. Come on. I get this. I get this completely. And I'm telling you, accept it for what it is. And now these are excessive situations, granted. But accept your parents for what they are. Maybe you don't have a cookie baking mom, but you get a mom that's interested in your future. Like, what's your plans? Where you going? They can't, I want my mom to be here on the birth of my second child. I want her to see my kid. It's supposed to come for 2 weeks. She stays for 3 days. I got to go back. I'm busy. I'm this. Once you accept your parents as human, that 800-pound gorilla starts to go away. And here's the kicker. If you do have a parent or you do have a friend or a role model that really is someone you can look up to, you hug that person tight. You keep that person close to you, because those people are as rare as gold dust. And if you got a great mom and you got a great dad, you got a great spouse, you got a great one or two friends, man, you hug them tight and you do anything for them to make them happy, because those people in a lifetime rarely come along. And I want everyone to listen to this and really understand these words that I'm saying to you. You don't get what you want, and that's probably going to happen more than you realize. But when you find a handful of people that are gold, that are worth gold, you hang on to them. You make them close to you. You never let them go. Okay. Hey, wish you my therapist. Hey, no problem. Thank you. Thank you for that comment. I want everyone to really understand what I'm saying right now and really kind of focus and get hard and understand what I'm saying tonight, because I'm on a roll tonight. But you're not going to get what you want all the time. Rarely are you ever going to have that happen to you. You get a boss that cares about you, good luck. And you be grateful if they guide you in the right direction and make you successful. You stay in touch with them because they're looking out for you. 3 Imperial Ambassadors are. Do you want to come? Okay. I want people to understand what I'm saying about it. If you got somebody in your life that really is there for you, a parent, an uncle, a coach, you appreciate what you have. And that's relationships. And people are saying, like, how do I have friendships? How do I have relationships? That's how you have it. That's how it works. I'll give another example. It happened to my son. Came back from college, and right away he hooked up with his best friend. They both were on the wrestling team. The other guy was legitimately an outstanding wrestler. My son was just there, as a practice dummy to a certain extent. Had a great season, but they became very, very good friends. Well, they went to see a former coach to get the older guy to get some work in, and the coach said to my son and to this other guy, "Hey, get in here. Let's go. Let's start working out." He trains other people on the side. Wonderful coach, great person. But it's like, you're my former students. I'm looking out for you. Let's go. Let's work out. I said to my son, what a great bond you have with this guy who was your former teammate and this former assistant coach. Wonderful. Both guys are tremendous. My biggest complaint to my son was, get pictures of the three of you. I'd like to hang something up on my wall. That's a relationship. That's a bond. That's a bond that can last forever. And that's how I want you to think about looking at those relationships. When you have that chance to be grateful to somebody, express it, express it, express it. I've said this before regarding my agent slash producer. I say to him at least 50 times a month, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if I don't say it 50 times, I only hit 48, I'm pissed off at myself. I need to acknowledge what he's done for me. He's been along with me every step of the ride because of him. Grateful. People say to me, like, how do I have friendships? How do I, have people that want to be in my corner, want to spend time with me? You want to know how you do that? You grow up, you act mature, you thank people, you don't act silly, you don't act dopey, you don't act weird, you don't act childish, because people talk about you behind your back when you're out of the room. And they say, like, oh man, this guy's here, she's here, can't wait for that person to leave. They're not part of the inner circle. That's how you get people to look up to you when you have situations and experiences that define you, that mark you. So I'm talking about this for yourself going forward. Have relationships that are actually meaningful and not, unfortunately, like so much with the internet, that are paper thin. Like, dislike, I don't like you, you don't like me, lobbing grenades from it just, who cares? It's so trite, so trivial. Friendships that are relevant, that you want to keep the rest of your life, maintain the test of time. And it's the same thing going into next week for the father episode, is what you teach your kids, what they're going to pick up as they get older, good and bad. So think about your interactions all the time. Give an example. I do this with my kids. I'll say to them, hey, I want to talk to you. Let me move over on the bed. I want to sit down and talk to you. I want to sit on a chair. Or come to our room. I want to talk to you. And I was kind of surprised. One of my sons said to me, hey, Dad, come into my room, sit down on my bed. Let's talk. I've only said this to him about 3, 4, 5,000 times. And for the first time, he said to me, I want to tell you about my day. Come sit on the bed. I want to share how things went. It penetrated. The comment penetrated. Hopefully, he'll take that with his own kids and have that kind of closeness where there's a real relationship. So when I do pass away, which is inevitable, I want to have more of those happy memories when he's with his own kids or whoever he's going to wind up with. My father and I were close. We shared experiences, not the distance, not like, oh my God, I got a call. He's in rehab, or he's on a ventilator, or he got coronavirus. You got to come, Bruce. You got to come. He's in Philly. He's in Philly. What's he doing in Philly? We live in Nashville. You got to show up and you're fish out of water. You don't want that. And you don't want that relationships as well in your life. Any comments about this? Throw in some questions. Here to listen. Here's another thing too. So when you accept it for what it is and what it's not, you don't get bitter. Your parents are human. Your siblings are human. Your friends are human. And sometimes they do things that are dumb, dopey, stupid, inappropriate. Okay, it happens. The great friends, the great siblings, the great parents, they rarely fail to deliver. It's like, you don't really see this in baseball anymore, but there used to be a time when pitching was really, really dominant. When I say dominant, they would pitch a full game. Like they go 8 innings, 9 innings. Like it was a macho thing, like a cult. You had to do at least 8 to show you a real major league pitcher. Certain teams had pitchers back then that delivered an entire season, that delivered an entire career. And if this manager came out and said in the 5th inning, hey, Bruce, I'm taking you out of the game. It's a 3-1 game and blah, blah, blah. We're ahead. We're behind. I got relief. They would be like, no, go back to the dugout. 5th inning, I got at least 3 more in me, Skip. What are you doing? Go back to the dugout. Like a pitcher that would deliver every single start, you knew what they were worth. I'm looking at highlights of Russell Westbrook right now, who's, I really like him as a player. He's blowing my mind. Triple. I mean, just, to a different level of how he's playing right now. He's a guard, and he's averaging like 13 rebounds a game, 15 assists a game, 21 points a game. It's unheard of. He's going to deliver those stats every single game. That's a guy you can ride to victory. So I'm saying, like, metaphorically, if someone could do that athletically, if they could do that emotionally, be grateful. You stay with that person, and you appreciate what that person's bringing to the table. That's all. So appreciate and understand what you have. They lack certain things, they're not going to be there for you. Accept it and move on. Don't hold that grudge. Don't let it eat you up alive like a cancer. Don't let it infect your heart. It's not worth it. If they're not going to give it to you, move on. Do you really think my agent slash producer would stay with me? I wasn't delivering? I mean, think about it. The guy's so smart, he'd do a million other things. But he's invested so much time in me because he believes in what we're doing. But if I was a loser and a dope and not delivering, he'd cut me loose and I wouldn't be upset. That's reality. It's being cold about it. All you guys and girls that are listening tonight, I want you to reflect on this, really, what I'm saying tonight, and really start to look at everyone in your circle and say, do they bring something to the table or do they not? And if they do bring something to the table, what percentage is that? 10% when I need 80? That's what you're getting, a 10% friend. Do you want to hang with that person? Maybe you want to cut him out and look for somebody else that's going to give you closer to the 80 that you really need. This is going to be a positive relationship, a negative relationship. Is this person self-destructive? This person positive? This person have goals? We're not. And look at your parents the same way. What do I get out of them? And if you see negativity around you that your parents can't deliver, then find other people that can give you the confidence to go forward. But start looking tonight, everyone that's listening to this live stream, really start analyzing your circle and ask yourself too, am I the problem? Am I the oddball? Am I the problem that people laugh at behind the back or make fun of? What am I doing wrong here? What do I need to improve on? That's how you grow. So you don't have these grief and loss issues that when someone passes away, what you say is, I had a full meal with them. I'm just finishing desserts off the dessert cart one after the other, working on my diabetes. But I had a great meal, a great run. It's not like I'm just walking into the restaurant, get my first glass of water, and then, boom, it's over. I had a full meal, 7 courses, did everything. This is just indulging on the dessert cart. Everyone watching tonight, listening tonight, that's how I want you to think. Look around your circle tonight, get back to us on an email and say to yourself, Bruce, I looked at my circle and I found people wanting. My parents are my parents. I'm not going to give them up or, get rid of them. But there are issues that they can do for me and they can't do for me. And what they can't do for me, I'm going to go find somebody else that can. And if I'm in a destructive circle or a destructive relationship or a destructive peer group, I'm going to get out of it because it is not going to help me grow. And write to us and let us know what happens. There we go. Do I help my bro? I'm telling him to stop, but he doesn't listen. Okay, you know what? That's on him. But make the effort. You keep on bugging him. You say, hey, no problem. There's a problem here, bro. Things are not right. Only person you're fooling is yourself. All this is going to do is get you arrested, ruin your life, destroy your finances, put you in prison, get you dead. You don't want to be that cold right away, but just start off with, bro, brother, love you, care about you, but you're not doing it right tonight. I'm here to let you know the truth. I'm your brother. I care about you. Nobody else will. Oh, we got a question about our email. Not a problem. SUNRIDGE of Nevada. It's one word. At gmail.com. So SUNRIDGE of Nevada. You don't have to capitalize the S or the N, but it's SUNRIDGE of Nevada. SUNRIDGE at gmail.com. And that's another thing too about these live streams. I want people coming in here hard. Coming in here like I want to get some answers. I got questions because I want people to walk away from every live stream that I do, every training that I do, every breakdown that I do to say, you know what? I got something out of this I didn't know before. That's my job to deliver every single time. That when it's a baseball game, I know the old days they'd go 8. Now you go with 9 innings like they think you're nuts. But I want the ball. Okay, if I'm playing basketball, I want to play full 4 quarters. Hey, Bruce, you look tired. Ain't tired, coach. Let the other guy take a break, 3-4 minutes. I'll get some water at the timeout. I'm ready to rock. No problem here. Football, go out. No, I don't go out. I played a full game. I'm getting paid for a full game. I play a full game. That's it. Hockey. You want to come off the ice? No. Give me two fresh players. I'm playing a full game. That's what I do conditioning for, not to go out. The fans want to see me. You got to think about yourself in that kind of confidence level. I want to produce. I want the bigger stage. I want the accolades. That's how you grow. Okay, I hope that you gave your email, Mike. Hope that helps you out. Here's another thing too, and I told this to people about this. Let's just say you want to get over this issue, you want to clarify the issue, and you realize the other person's not receptive to hearing it for whatever reason. They could be dead. They could be in prison. They could be incapacitated. There could be medical problems. They could be indifferent. You may never be able to find them. Don't worry about it. Write a letter. Write something down on paper, pen and pencil, put it down. Write a letter and say exactly how you feel. Share it only with yourself. Okay? If you have a therapist, share it with them. And then when you're ready, tear the letter up, put it in the garbage, and that's it. But put your thoughts down on paper, how you felt. Read it, process it. Don't let it continue. Don't let it fester. Get it off your chest. Move on. But get it out of your system. You didn't get what you needed. Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Hey, Sis. Hey, Uncle. You did this to me. You did this to me. Get it out of your system. Process it and move on. And don't let other people destroy you mentally from afar. That's my point. Hope this helps as well. But write it down on a piece of paper. I get the computer. I just like the physicality of the paper and putting it into an envelope. You can't do that with a computer. But do that on a file. So just put it on paper, tape it up, share it with. It doesn't have to be a therapist. It could be someone that's your best friend, a sibling, a parent, whatever it might be. Go over it, process it, throw it away. You can hang on to it for a couple of years, but getting all that gunk out of you, all that crap out of you, get it done. You didn't get what you needed, but you moved on and you're stronger for it. Okay. Next. Okay. This came up a lot last week. How do I have a real friend? What's a real friend? How do I describe a real friend? I don't have any real friends. Okay. You probably don't if you're telling us that. Bond with somebody over something that's relevant. That's going to put you guys in a shared environment that very few people experience, but it's going to define you. Okay. Here's it going. I'll give you an example. There was a show a couple of years ago called Justified. Ran around 5 seasons. It was based on a series of books, author, blah, blah, blah. There was a guy who was a lawman, and basically one of his best, I guess his best friend growing up was a career criminal. Okay, fine. And they would cross paths a lot in the show. And there was 2 excellent actors. Fine. The last episode, the lawman went to visit his, former friend, still friend, I guess, in prison. And the prisoner said to him, "Why do you stay in contact with me? Why are you invested? Why do you even come to the prison to see me?" And this is from the books. You have to know the books. But he made a comment, and he went like this. He put his hand up on the partition that separates the prisoner from the outside. And he went like this. He said, "We dug coal together. We dug coal. We were coal miners." And that's mentioned in the book that they had spent like a year or two or whatever wildcatting, which is dangerous work, in the coal mines, which is still very dangerous work. And the other guy went like this. He took his hand, and they pressed it against the plexiglass. It was a powerful scene. It kind of caught me off guard that they would do that, but they had a shared experience. I get it. He's a criminal. He's there to catch him. Blah, 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 blah. Separate that. In the end, they have a bond you can't break. They both had done what they did was to dig coal, and they survived it. When you experience something that's relevant, that's really serious, you grow. And that's what I want you guys to think about for real relationships, is to grow from that. Okay. You got it. You are correct, Nick. So here's something else also. What if you have a situation, you write the letter, you hear what I said, you're still bitter, you're still angry, you're still frustrated. Here's what you do. Take the negative and put it into something positive. Let's say you didn't get what you wanted from your parents. You didn't get what you wanted from your siblings, your spouse, just a lot. Everyone goes through that. Take that negative frustration, that negative anger, that negative, you're ticked off. You know what? Go out and do something that's going to be positive and leave a legacy behind the goodness. For example, go plant trees. Plant 10 trees. Clean up a river. Volunteer at a food bank and put together 500 bags of food for people that don't have anything. Take that frustration and put it into something positive. You're good with your hands, help spend the day on a Saturday fixing up two people's houses that can't afford home repairs. Fix the water heater, fix the shingles, put in new windows. Give back and say to yourself, I didn't turn out to be what I was exposed to. I knew a guy that was quite a good athlete and played fairly high-level college football, had a brief brush with the pros, but he said it was miserable because he said his father would berate him so much about what he didn't do. He grew to hate the game. And this guy was legit D1 prospect. And I think if he would have had better mental stability, he could have stuck in the NFL. He got drafted, blah, blah, blah. It didn't really work out, and that was really it. And he was bitter. He felt he had given a lot to the game, put in a lot of time, but he never appreciated it. He said, because my father would scream on the sidelines at me and humiliate me and hit me, and it was always, you didn't do good enough, you suck, why don't you make the block, hit the hole? It was always just cringeworthy. And he hated the game for like a decade and everything that went along with it. Wouldn't let his kids play football, any sport but football, any sport but football. And then he realized, you know what? My dad made it miserable, but there are kids out there that don't have a father that want to learn the fundamentals. And that's what he did. He became a coach. He didn't become an NFL coach. He said, I'm sticking to Pee Wee football, junior league football, blah, 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 blah. Teach the basics. He said, I'm going to get these kids have a good experience. It's not about, he told me, he took some ideas that I had about crazy parents. And he said to him, no. Your kid's not going to the NFL at 10 years old. That's not going to happen. You need to sign a letter that you're going to be normal. If you can't, I'm going to toss you. This is for your kids. They need to learn sportsmanship, respect, how to be a teammate, how to practice. That's what he said. And then he said to me, I've had a lot of nutty parents. He said, I don't put up with that. I went through that with my father, and I have a meeting with them. I said, if you can't abide by this rule, if you're going to come cursing, screaming, out of control, you're gone. I'm not going to put up with that. My teams are going to be disciplined and be respectful and learn the game the way it should be played. And he's still doing it. He's still doing it. He took all that negativity that his father gave him and made it really unpleasant. And he said, I want to leave a legacy because I love the game so much. Do something positive. Get out there. And that's how you meet real people. Got some questions here. How do I find motivation to do things again and deal with depression? Okay, not a problem. Here's my answer every single time. Pyramid. 3 things. It doesn't matter how the pyramid is shaped. What do you do with your day? Who do you hang out with? And what's your support system? Start. That's the best. And work out every single day. That is the most powerful thing you can do to fight back against depression. Work out I don't care if you're a big guy like me, a fat boy like me. Start walking. Just start walking half an hour a day. Get out. Exercise every day. But what do you do with your day? Are you filling it up with positive things? Don't do zombie hours. You get up at 8, you go to bed by 11, blah, blah, blah. Who do you hang around with? Okay. And who's your support system? Do you have therapy? Do you take meds? You know, do you talk to somebody? Do you have friends? You have friendships, and you work out every single day, because any psychiatrist will tell you the most powerful thing you can do. You can't get rid of depression. That's genetics. But you can hold it at bay by working out. End of story. Good luck. Let us know how that goes. So I wanted to clarify that. You know what? You go to a cleanup. You had such toxicity in your life. Okay, we're going to go out to the desert. We're going to spend Saturday cleaning up the desert, throwing stuff away, throwing trash away. The desert should look pristine, should look beautiful. There's 3 cars here that are wrecks. We're going to haul them away. This actually happens here in Nevada. They have a road race every year, and the people that organized the road race said it's disgusting, the route. So they get help with the local sanitation company here, and they send out trucks and dumpsters, and they just clean up an area. Now, they're going to get rid of everything? Of course not. But they want people to get invested in keeping an area clean. You go to a riverbank filled with trash. You pick everything up. The water flows. The water's flowing cleaner. The marine life benefits. That's toxicity you're getting rid of. So you can actually see this in actual happening to you physically, and you become a better person from that. You've cleaned up something. You're making things look better. Be active. Mentor somebody. Just get active. And you want to talk about meeting people, real friends? That's how you meet people. That's how you can meet your spouse, is you have something that's a shared connection. Get involved. Any questions right now? Throw them in here. Okay, got another comment here. Your network is your net worth. Yeah. Oh, man. That's a great comment. I call it the favor. Thank you. I call it the favor bank. Do more favors for people. Do more deposits. Do more withdrawals than you get deposits. But do favors for other people. How can I help you? How can I help you? How can I help you? People pick up on that. You're a helper. Hey, coach, I got these guys, man. Work out with them. Hey, you're struggling in the class? Let me help you. At work, I'll take on that assignment. People pick up on it. And if the place can't appreciate you, the next place will. But get those skills to go further. Your net worth is your network. Absolutely. Raise your hand. Don't be a zombie. Don't be a walker. Don't be somebody like The Walking Dead. Be active. Don't sit back and wait for it to happen. You got to make it happen. And I want to clarify this about my own relationship with my own kids. I didn't have a great relationship with my father. It's not a good one. A lot of ways, he just was not a good parent. It is what it is. I'm not a baby anymore. I'm certainly not even middle-aged anymore. I'm moving towards being old. But to get back and seethe over it and still be angry, what am I doing? My dad passed away a number of years ago. Still going to have that anger? Stupid. But what I say to myself is, what is my relationship with my kids? What kind of father am I going to turn out to be? How can I make it easier for my sons that when I'm gone, which is not that far off, that when they talk about me to their friends and to their spouses and their kids, hopefully, I really loved my father. He cared about me. He worried about me. He looked out for me. He talked to me. He was honest with me. I needed money. He gave me money. He gave me a ride when I needed a ride. He protected me. He had my back. So all the negativity I saw from my parents' marriage, and I had a great mom, and the negativity I got from my dad, I'm gonna keep that going. Why? What is that going to do for me? Because after a while, guys and girls, you get repetitive, and no one wants to be around repetitive people that say the same thing over and over again. Got some questions here. I subbed to the channel a while ago, and I'm turning in. And this is hey, thank you. I like how you word things like a complete. Thank you also. Last two commenters, much appreciation. Thank you. That's it. For my son to say to me, who I butted heads with, come sit on my bed and talk to me. Wow. I guess saying something 4,000 or 5,000 times actually does have an impact. You know, my other son, I talk to him about stuff and I say, do this, do that. You know, better listener a little bit, but I appreciate him too. Like there's a connection. It's not like anonymous. I get so many parents say things to me like, I don't understand my kid. I don't talk to my kid. All we do is fight with each other. All we're doing in each other's faces, screaming. And it goes for, when I say guys, it goes with girls too. Screaming, yelling, slamming doors, running out of the house, doing drugs, hanging around with losers. Tonight's topic, man, and I don't mean to be on the soapbox tonight, but tonight, man, I just want you to know, get it together. This tonight was like I'm throwing out some bombs tonight, but it's about really understanding yourself and really understanding how your grief and loss. When you give everything to something and it may fail, don't worry about it. You gave your best shot. There's nothing left in the tank. You can say, I gave it my all. If I would ever come in here and not be prepared, not have articles, not have things to write down, not have things to talk about, then, man, I have failed you. I have failed my audience. I have failed my agent / producer. I need to really take a walk because I bombed. And that's humiliating for me. I never, ever want to be in that situation. I want people to walk out of here, listen out of here, and say, man, this guy blew me up. That's what I want. Got some comments here. Oh, okay. My father told me about your channel. I want to just, you know what? Let me say something about this guy who just put a comment in. You got a great dad. You are lucky to have a father like you have. The guy is so proud of you. He loves you so much. And he has given me so much. I can never thank him enough. A wonderful coworker, super bright guy, very, very intuitive, gives back so much more than he takes in, helps other people out. You should be very, very proud of him. And I hope you guys are tight for the rest of his life. You're not going to find a guy like him elsewhere. You're very, very, very lucky. And by the way, I'm very proud of you as well. Continue what you're doing and just continue to grow. Thank you for subscribing. This channel is thank you so much. Honestly, I changed my life at Walmart after I got back from playing college ball, getting closer to God, and realized I was not supposed to stay there. Perfect. Not listening to Les. I know Les. I know who he is. Realize we only have so much time, and then baby, like that, gone. What do you leave behind? So tonight, guys, was really understanding yourself and really kind of like looking at it. I didn't come from the greatest background. Believe me, it was rough. But you know what? I can't keep up. At a certain point, I'm going to be 70 years old. I'm going to be saying like, man, when I was a child, I didn't get – you sound ridiculous. This is why next week, everybody, please buy the package for $10 through PayPal, through Bitcoin, through carrier pigeon. I don't care. We'll figure it out. It's about fathers, and it's about fathers relating not just to their boys, but to their girls, to their spouses, how to be a better man. I got everything lined up to teach people how to do this. This is a preamble, grief and loss. What is grief? What is loss? I'm angry because I lost something out of the relationship. So when you see somebody on their deathbed, when you hear that he passed away, what do you really want to say? Man, we had some lively times together. I'm saying this from True Grit. We had some lively times together. We had a great relationship. The man, the woman, my buddy, my sibling passed on. I'll see him in the next place, and it's all good. And you don't cry. You cry tears of joy, tears of happiness. They're gone, but you know what? We had a great run together. Not this anger, not this bitterness, not this, why didn't you come here? Why didn't you do this? Stupid. Why weren't you this to me? Why weren't you that to me? Accept them for who they are. If they can't give you the whole loaf, they only give you a slice. That's okay, because people are people. But it's up to you to have relationships that are meaningful, that are worthy, that show you brought something back to people. Thank you. Thank you, Sid. Just showing for a time. I was conflicted over the extent to which I want to be helpful because I was being told I was making it easier for others to take advantage. I never felt that way. But I only found that continuing to express kindness while having boundaries doesn't indicate weakness. It's always about true, 100%. I hate the idea of this well-intentioned advice being rooted in resentment. Absolutely. Don't don't look at it that way. Be honest with yourself, Crystal, and move on. Get what you need from those around you that can give it to you, and don't have that bitterness, that resentment, that anger, that frustration. Thank you. From these truths, I can tell why your Facebook page has 5 stars. I didn't know that, but thank you. I didn't realize the sad face emoji would turn into that sticker. No problem, no problem. Yeah, forget the resentment. Forget it. Forget it. It's such a waste of time clinically. You know, we want. And I am telling people so many times, why are you not doing this? And the comment I get is, well, no one ever told me I could be this. I could do this. I was told I can't because I'm a woman. I'm a minority. I have this ethnic color. I'm from. Who cares? It's so dumb that you think like that. I understand why, because you're around people that don't push you. I understand that clinically. Where people take advantage of you, unfortunately, sexually, that's a horrible thing. But don't let this happen. Tonight was about understanding this. Next week's training, please sign up. It's going to blow up. It's about understanding your role as a father, as a mentor, as a sibling, as a husband, wife, on how to understand your role to be the person you want to be. And even if you were around negativity and stupidity, don't worry. 5:30 next Thursday, 5:30 p.m. next Thursday, West Coast time, Bitcoin. I don't care. We could figure that out. We're not worried about that. We can handle all kinds of currency transactions. PayPal's our normal way of doing it, but we're flexible. Don't worry. We want you to tune in because I know that the stuff there is invaluable to help people grow. That's it. Last couple of questions. Bang them out. But tonight was about, and guys, here's the thing. And I say guys, I'm always referring to both guys and girls. How you define yourself, good or bad, is going to follow you. You never want people to look at you and say, that person's an idiot. That person's self-destructive. That person's immature. That person's childish. That person doesn't get it. What's wrong with that guy? I don't want to be with that girl. He makes horrible choices, because people run from you. I want you to get that positivity to say, I can figure stuff out. I don't need the media. I don't need, social media. I don't need to be given messages that are wrong for me. I want you to find the core within yourself to grow, to take chances on a positive level, and to have a life that you deserve to have, even if you come from dysfunction. I came from dysfunction. Okay, I've had a lot of problems along the way, but I'm here now moving forward. And even if you people have come from that, I don't care. That's what the channel is meant for. For people that didn't get a chance to learn the inner secrets of life on how to be successful. But here's the chance from the live streams, from the breakdowns, to learn how to grow, how to think for yourself, how to get self-confidence, self-esteem, and be the person that other people want to be around, that gravitate towards, not run from. Any last comments? Throw them in. We're almost done. So tonight was about, me getting emotional about this topic. You can go to all the therapy you want, you try this, try that, try all the medications. But if you can't get this basic formation down, this foundation down, you will be spinning your wheels your entire life because you're looking for something that's not going to be there because you don't have confidence in yourself and you've made such bad choices that's all you know is negative choices. You don't want to be that way. Life is too short to be self-destructive, to be angry, to be bitter, to be frustrated, to be jealous. Who cares about other people? Care about yourself, but don't make those bad choices. Okay, we got it here. Love you. Thank you. My dad was in my life during my youth, but now I'm in my mid-20s, and he is, but he is not negative and hateful. You know what? Give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, put it down on paper how you feel. Get that letter going. Write down your thoughts. Discuss it with a therapist or a very, very, very close friend who's non-judgmental, and put it away. And when you're done, rip it up, tear it away, and then go do something positive and say, I'm not going to be like this person. Give it a shot so you can say, when you go to his death, when you go to his gravesite, I did the best I could. I did the best I could. It wasn't enough, but I tried. No regrets, no anger. You walk away at peace with yourself. Write down those thoughts, how you felt about them. Put it on paper, put it in your drawer, tape it up, and then go do something positive to take any anger that you have. Volunteer. Do this. Do this. Give blood. Donate platelets. Give the gift of life to someone that needs it. This person couldn't give it to you. Fine. He's human. Hey, it happens. I'm sorry. But give it to someone else to appreciate what they have. Hope that helps. Let us know. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to call it a night tonight. Again, one last time. It's going to be World War III next week. Okay, 5:30. So Western time. $10 through PayPal, Bitcoin. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Payment plan. We're good. It's about fathers. Be about 45 minutes. There'll be Q&A, homework, perspectives to look at. We want your input. So go to the description box. It's there. Everything is self-explanatory. Anyone has any further questions, throw them in the email. We get back to everybody. Not a problem. I think I got one last question. Let me throw it out. Thank you. You are appreciated. Thank you. Good luck, man. Hang in there. It's not easy. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.